Welcome back to the ESL ESEA Pro League. It is time for the match of the day. Fnatic up against Team Solo mid here, going down on Mirage. The knife is underway, and it looks as though TSM have managed to claim that one, so they will be getting the choice of side. But I cannot stress enough how much I'm looking forward to this head-to-head.
This is going to be absolutely epic. Fnatic on a resurgence after a bit of a nasty streak, and TSM losing two of their last games. Their last two games, they dropped to Envy and Virtus Pro. So we might see two different sides of the coin here going in towards this one now. The knife round is over. It looks like Team Solo Mid have opted for the CT side to start things off here on Mirage.
And the best part is these two teams are so close on this map. Just in 2015 alone, 33 wins for Fnatic, TSM 34, and that's out of 49 times played for Fnatic and 48 for TSM. But stats aside, we are live into the knife, and we are seeing a very interesting 3-2 split here from Fnatic. Two through that, through Palace, while the rest pour through towards Xyp9x.
Xyp9x be waiting there, of course, and he does manage to, well, with the assistance of Dupree, at least take down Olofmeister. Now backing around the corner, Xyp9x is second and third. Crims, so that was two for him, of course.
But the bomb, it's going down on A. Fnatic are going to get at least the plant out of this one, but TSM have 5 players ready and willing on the retake, and Cajun B doesn't want Xyp9x to have all the fun. He's going to get in there, and JW, trying to battle it out, does get taken down, and TSM pick up a good start here with a 4-man remaining side and the defuse.
Spending 3 players to try and sell something over at the B side didn't work out, especially with them dropping in a matter of seconds there. Xyp9x with 2. Of course, Dupree getting involved in that one. Beautiful stuff to start things off. Fnatic coming out the gates with a bit of aggression here, but you know, TSM, it has been said, are one of the best teams at dealing with Fnatic's style.
Well, it's more true than ever. You saw that TSM were one of the original teams to do so, but then to kind of flip the switch here, Fnatic did win last time they met on this map at the Fragbite Masters, but outside of that, it's all been TSM. But we are seeing the force up we saw from Fnatic. It's become a little commonplace, but it's something they normally do through mid and then split towards B. It worked out very well with Olof always pressuring this connector where actually Device is waiting. So JW and Pronax patient up by B, but this is Device going hunting, and he gets denied. Flusher with a shutdown. Now Carrigan gonna have to deal with this. Gets the tag, but not the frag.
So Grenade gonna follow now as he backs away. Dupree that will make his way under short. Through that smoke, will he push this one? Carrigan has moved all the way back towards Connector. He's looking for another one, doesn't connect that shot there. And Fnatic are free to move up here. It's Olofmeister and Crims just sort of knocking at the door. And Dupree maybe thinks about ladder room here for just a moment as Fnatic have so much control. Olofmeister's already got his way in, and Carrigan will have to move around towards CT. TSM being shaken
Cajun
from their
B
podium.
though, round the back, he's in their spawn at the moment. He might be able to get a lot of information here. He's caught a lot of players on the rotate. He may have taken some damage, but he's spotted out at least one. Gonna back up. Olof is the thorn in the side though. He's gone through that kind of mid window, is boosted up earlier on, so he can get around the back of the likes of Carrigan, Cajun B being vulnerable. So Cajun B now taking the fight in apartments.
Nice, a great spot there, and Carrigan goes down elsewhere. JW also deals with Cajun B and TSM down to 2. Xyp9x is forced to rotate now through mid with 4 players from Fnatic converge on this A side. Dupree drops down. It's just Xyp9x do a lot of work. He gets Flusher, but it's not going to be remotely enough. And there's Fnatic getting one on the board.
Yeah, Fnatic flexing through mid early on, getting that gun down and giving that one over to Olof, who got boosted up into the window, then being the kind of player right in between the middle, leaving TSM in dire straits, and then Fnatic just closing in on the net. So 1-1 now, Fnatic buying up in that second round absolutely perfectly. And now TSM going in for the Deagles. Just a couple of P250s to close it out as well, but no armor, no utility, and Fnatic taking the straight up challenge in mid.
Again towards mid. This is where Device got caught out a couple of rounds ago, but not this time now as they are sitting well back. A lot of smoke to Olofmeister leading the charge, but Dupree shuts him down with a headshot from the Deagle. Crims takes a headshot as well, down to 2 health. The Device cleans him up.
What on earth is going on here? We've seen one switch up, now we might just see 2. Dupree dancing around the pole. He gets down Pronax, and now it's a 3v2. TSM have the numbers, but Xyp9x gets shut down by Flusher, and we're back into what should be a Fnatic round. The bomb is being planted as we speak, setting up well for JW. Now Cajun B and Device have to play the retake.
You can see there, I think it was Device, no, Cajun B trying to work out a shot as the smoke went straight in towards him. Flusher will waste no time in getting himself up into apartments here. Device will work from short as Flusher sits well back on this one. JW at Van and TSM. They're very lucky to pull this one away. I think they are strapped for options here, and they'll be strapped for cash after this one.
Yeah, and Device already recovering that gun. I think it's time to maybe keep hold of that more than anything. And Fnatic now know that the time is running very low. JW's going to find Device. Cajun B, though, will at least get one back. Not going to make it too easy. But JW, will he make it away? No. So actually, TSM making it quite costly for Fnatic. However, it will be their round regardless.
JW to drop there at the end as well. He had a rifle in hand. Still Fires be able to come back out for them now, and Carrigan again going to be going for that scout. It's a force here as well. An M4, a FAMAS, and a CZ. Interesting stuff here from TSM, and Nick should buy himself some armor at least in the moment.
Huh. So Tech 9 for Crims and the Mac 10 for JW. This could be a fairly difficult round in theory. If KGB and Device get a good start, they could do a lot of damage to this, and KGB is waiting patiently perched, and if Device's nade gets a little bit of damage done, this could be cautious. Oh, but no, Pronax already finding KGB. Gonna make this a hard one for TSM to do damage on, but Device dances around, denies one, gets a follow-up. Device, that is huge. He can't get the third. Flasher breaks in, it's a 3v2, but TSM have the upper hand.
If you've been wondering why people have been singing Device's praises lately, that is a perfect example. Great work under a lot of fire there as well, but still some work for TSM to be done now. It's a FAMAS down.
Oh my god.
And there's Carrigan dropping as well. Olafmeister does manage to burn him to bits, so 2v2 now. And it's only Mag 7 for Zipnix as well. Dupree's going to try and make something happen here from T-Ramp. The bomb is loose as well. Olaf has to circle around and pick that one up. It won't be an immediate plant. Look at him sitting patiently under Palace.
Oh god, Dupree doesn't know. He's right on top of Olafmeister here. Dupree, he's going to find out right now. Oh my god, he goes on the ladder. He's down to 13 HP. That could have been so much. Well, it could have gone so much worse for TSM. Now Flusher kind of cornered in left, right, and center. He's going to find one. Zipnix should win this challenge, but he's only got the Mag 7. But it's enough to close out the deal. But that was a treacherous round. Taking that shot on the ladder then was a dangerous option coming through. And luckily enough, Olaf did go down, but that was, well, This is what I expected from these two. Look how close this got. Device playing so well at the start here. Able to capitalize on one, somehow following up on Crim so well, and almost adjusting perfectly towards Flusher. 2
versus 2 at this stage now as TSM keeping themselves in this one with a great round just now. The Mag 7 doing some work. That's been traded in now, definitely. So we have P90, one AK. It's very much of a mix of guns here for TSM. Carrigan still on that scout. A lot of flashes towards B here. This is going to be an aggressive push from Fnatic. They're coming in strong, but there goes Pronax. He drops first. This is trying to hold for 2. Flusher drops as well. Oh, look at the turnaround as well. He looks towards short, and Olaf will go down. They tried to make an aggressive pistol push on towards B. It's just not going to work out as Crims will be the last to fall.
So well played by Zipnix. He didn't even flinch until Dupree fell. He knew that side was covered off, and as once Dupree did go down, he even adjusted perfectly for it. So Zipnix showing some real class there as that B player, but nicely done. Just look at this already. First comes in, second, not even bothering about the players that were kind of pouring out until he knew that Olaf found Dupree. So just really well played. But that has put Fnatic back on a buy now against JW with the AWP. We're seeing not necessarily the ideal purchase from TSM either. Carrigan sticking it out on the scout here. Let's see what they can do with it. 4 players looking towards A for Fnatic.
You can see straight away TSM sort of giving up that mid control. They're not working from mid window as all, just working around the periphery. As KGB was aggressively pushed up towards Palace. Here's Dupree as well. He's worked his way up mid. He goes for Olafmeister, but Olafmeister just a little bit too fast there. KGB waits his time. Carrigan makes that scout do work on towards JW. KGB sees a player pushing out, but look at this. Olafmeister is there as well. What can be done as Flusher jumps straight down. KGB 1 for 1 for 1. And there it is, trading out 2v2 now. Carrigan with the scout back behind the box here. Has Device. He's got some work to do as well from the side. He gets himself an AK though, and we see the bomb is still loose.
Can't believe Carrigan already got 2 there. Device gets slapped back by Crims. And now Carrigan in a 1v2. 50 seconds. Fnatic have time, but will they bother to rotate? He knows he's got the tag there towards 1. He's not going to get the follow-up. Fnatic shut it down, playing straight out of A then, and will recover that AWP. So Olaf doing the real work there through mid, coming back round towards A, and then keeping that round in line. But Carrigan once again going back to scout. And why not, I guess, if you're able to achieve that sort of presence. This game, though, this is such a scrappy start. 3-3 at the moment. And, you know, every round being turned on its head. Every single player playing well. No one's having a quiet game just so far. So it looks like Fnatic want to play fairly aggressive here, playing ahead of the smokes they put down. JW's going to get the tag on towards Cajun, but not going to follow up too quickly.
Yet another force here from TSM, and it's time to see exactly what they can do with this. Cajun B sitting close as well as Device up in his spot there. Dupree sends Olafmeister packing on short, but he's pushed on towards A. Device is there. Cajun B gets involved as well, but those two have managed to hold off the push. Pronax fancies a shot. He steps up to the plate. He gets on towards Device, and Cajun expecting a jump over Tetris at this stage, but just 2 for Fnatic left.
Yeah, Dupree's on the rotate as well. If Fnatic try and take their time, this is going to go badly, but Pronax wants to take matters into his own hands, and he does well. Cajun B falls, opening up presence towards A, but TSM flex back. They say, okay, if you want this, you've got to get the plant, you've got to take these peaks, and Carrigan goes for the early shot then. Almost catch off JW then, but Dupree is working his way through Palace. Zipnix holding back by CT. Fnatic gonna have to work for this somehow. But then again, it is JW, it is Pronax. These guys could find something. Dupree peers in. Not sure if he spotted out one then, but Pronax took the fight towards jungle, catching out Karrigan. That's opened up the map here.
You can see the TSM giving up ground, trying to wait for dupreeh to get there, but maybe it's been a little bit too late now. It's JW looking up, but dupreeh will take him out. The bomb is down, and that's Pronax getting it done. 3 kills for him for the round. But what to be done now? You can see dupreeh trying to set up a flash on towards that one. Zipnik's being drawn out from jungle, and there it is. They do get the finish towards Pronax, and it will be a defuse. And solo mid to head back out in front.
Dangerous round though. Both of those players just, my god, look how scrappy this one is. It's been so back and forward. But as you said, TSM do close it down, and that got a little treacherous. Once we saw, I think it was Pronax just opening things up towards jungle. It became a possible round for them, but in the end, dupreeh's position just catching out JW, pulling that round back in. And now we're going to see Fnatic back on a bit of a shoddy buy. Now, last time they did this, they went for that B play, but maybe a little too predictable here. Not going to go for the Tech 9s as such. More P250s, a Deagle as well for Olaf, so maybe looking towards mid. As let's remember, dupreeh has consistently been a nuisance towards that sort of play, but a smoke and 2 flashes for Pronax as well. So maybe looking to build something here.
Just as well dupreeh actually picked up that AWP, because Karrigan still would have been able to buy it with this aggressive money spending that TSM have been doing. But it's worked out. They're in a decent spot now. 3 M4s, plenty of grenades as well to share around. CSGO thought about pushing aggressively towards that T-ramp there as well. He'll back off on that side as Fnatic are trying to slow the pace down. dupreeh now in the ladder room as Pronax and Crim's underneath him towards underpass, and they have control of mid right now. The TSM have opted to leave that one alone for the moment at least. dupreeh might get a sight of this now, at least as he's up close towards me, but he's going to get challenged there. Zipnik does manage to get the better of Olafmeister. That's going to slow Fnatic down a bit. And there's one at JW as well. Shot towards his head, going to send him packing. And just 3 players for Fnatic now with those pistols. That's a big ask for them.
It really is. They did at least find dupreeh, which is the important factor, but not able to recover the weapon from it. And now TSM well aware of where they're looking towards. They can get some more damage done, but it shouldn't be a closeout round. Device going to find Crims, as Device will find Pronax as well. So 2 to clear up for him. But in the end, TSM working out very early on what Fnatic were looking towards then. You know, after finding out there were players in mid, they maybe expected there was going to be that close towards A through Palace as well. But now we're going to see a buy coming out from both sides, which is something we've not seen. It may not be ideal for Fnatic. We do have the Galil with Flusher, but still. We're going to have KGB on the Fama, so I guess it equates out somehow. But there we go. This is the round I've been looking forward to. We've got the mid presence again, Crim splitting towards A, and Fnatic always so ready and willing to take that first peek towards mid.
But look at this, TSM giving up mid, especially for that first peek. It's just not happening. Karrigan is offering actually to go towards B with that AWP and not challenge in mid. And Zipnik, he was the man to take down Olafmeister on short earlier. Still in the same spot here as Fnatic want mid. But they actually would rather that TSM fought for mid here. They're not giving them any gimme frags. Nothing easy for Fnatic now as TSM just waiting for them to come into their territory.
Yeah, it's going to be down to the likes of Zipnik, so I can imagine maybe KGB if he turns attention, because they are looking towards short. The flash didn't actually find him. It went towards ladder room instead, and Olaf will fall to that, leaving just the 3 players alive for Fnatic, and really not having that potency into this round, as we will be seeing Karrigan, as you noted earlier, holding the angle on the B push. Whether or not they go in towards this is another thing. They are lining up for it though. 45 seconds. Karrigan might have to be the point man on the... Once again, the flash is not finding their place here. The second will, but he falls back well and adjusts, waiting for the pusher. He's going to have the chance. He's going to take it. Pronax falls, expects the third, doesn't get the quick, easy pickup, and JW's going to make him work for it.
Stunning work from Karrigan here. JW, I mean, he's got that gun as well. He might want to back up on this one. I don't even know if he has the freedom to do so. He heads straight in towards underpass now as well, up against 5 of TSM. Is he looking for a hidey hole? Is he looking for an easy pick? A little bit of pressure on towards KGB, but Zipnik is there to step in when needed. And there goes JW. Now that was a round you were looking forward to. That was a round where Fnatic had the guns and barely made a dent in Team Solo mid at all.
Yeah, after those individuals got picked off Karrigan here, the flashes are just not finding their place for Fnatic. We saw one towards short, going in towards ladder room, which didn't really exclude Zipnik from picking up the kill. So really working off the back of that. And then, of course, Karrigan being allowed full freedom. But still, TSM able to retain the weaponry. KGB going to be running with the AWP this time, rather than Karrigan or Device. And it looks like a play through the Palace in A. 3 players there with the bomb. Olaf toward mid, and Crims again by that T-ramp side of things. But Karrigan's going to find Olaf quite easily, and they're going to keep eyes trained towards A.
Olaf not being given nearly enough of that supremacy over towards mid, with TSM not contesting it directly. And here, I mean, they're just going to sit back again. They can let Fnatic come. It's been, they buy aggressively. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to play aggressively here. They've just let Fnatic fall into their trap the last few rounds in a row.
Exactly that. Device just going to be dropping the smokes out, trying to just keep one avenue covered off. But JW, you know he wants to just hop through that one. If you watch him on the CT side, more often than not, he's just piling out of the mid window. But Fnatic are once again rekindling their attempts towards the A side, but KGB waiting ever so patiently. Device should be able to follow up well as JW and Flush are the last two standing. Nice work from Karrigan and Device to close down any sort of threat that was coming towards them. As TSM keep a very clean round here, not allowing Fnatic a chance in this. Now, let's take stock of what we've seen so far, because the start of this game was very backward and forward. It wasn't what we expected, but it has ended up in TSM carving out this lead. 7-3, Mitch, this is pretty good.
And like you said, these rounds have been squeaky clean. I mean, the thing is that Olofmeister has been trying to work on towards short. 2 rounds in a row, Zipnix in the same position just took him down. And Fnatic couldn't construct anything else off that. So again, they're not prioritizing mid so much.
Look how aggressive this is. KGB's going walkabouts. JW's going to fall, but he can't get away with that.
So Karrigan now will be looking towards that one as Flusher might try and capitalize here, but Device goes straight in towards Palace, shuts down Crims. Device now already ready to receive this push from Flusher. It might be a Molotov instead, just to slow him up there, and TSM have all the answers. And Fnatic are asking the questions too now. Karrigan can look towards mid as well. He shut down Olofmeister on more than one occasion just from that connector. TSM are exactly where they need to be.
Oh, and actually, what's that?
Stunning.
That was outstanding from Karrigan. He doesn't get the kill, but he does take Olaf down to 15 and says, Dupree, help me out here, buddy, or Zipnix, someone. Flusher does have the bomb towards ramp, though, as Pronax peering in towards B. They've got 50 seconds, so a lot of time to work with, but Zipnix once again adjusts well. Expecting maybe Pronax to be looking for something on this B site, and Fnatic are just trying to find options, and they're not finding much here. That's the start of it, though. Pronax finding Zipnix will pull Dupree back, but look at where the bomb is going. Olaf and Flusher are heading towards A, and Pronax is keeping all these boys busy, and Pronax is going wild. That is a huge impact from him. 3 already, and why not close it down? Device is the last man standing, but he is not going to let this round go. But that bomb is not on B.
Well, if we're talking about fake rounds here, Pronax could sell ice to an Eskimo. Great work there on B, and that drew the entirety of TSM over there now. Device, realising the error of his ways now, can do not much more, but just try and look towards that site with the AWP and hope to maybe pick something up here. Olofmeister is below him, just in underpass here, and it's unlikely Device will see too much more for this round.
No. Should be able to stay alive. As does Flusher and Olaf. Well done to Fnatic then. Against the odds, they looked for the option. They didn't particularly find it for so long, but then Pronax's work on B was, as you said, incredible stuff to be able to pull that many players back. And look at this, just expecting Karrigan, the quick flick, takes him out. Nicely done. Didn't find Device in the end, but still, really beautiful play. And this is, I was going to throw back earlier to this, TSM are playing fairly like Fnatic on this map on their CT side. The aggressive plays, the switching up of pace, something we didn't see last time these two met. But now Karrigan picking himself up in towards Palace. Cajun B playing just in front of that slightly deeper smoke than we've been seeing them utilize before. He's going to hold back the likes of Flusher and JW, and Crims will be the one in Palace.
Molotov now straight in towards ramp. This could backfire, this aggressive positioning here as well. And Solo Mid have to maybe just mediate their aggression somewhat here. See Karrigan looking for something, hoping for something to show itself. And again, it's Olofmeister being snuck in the mid. The bomb hasn't left spawn yet, so Fnatic still giving themselves a lot of margin of error, a lot of freedom to move here. KGB getting tagged up, trying to make a bit of a poke. And Karrigan now is going to back off, going to sit on that ticker booth and wait for the push to A, if at all.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, if they commit here. Fnatic really haven't put a foot out of place so far. We're going to see Karrigan with the opportunity, though. Gets JW low. Cajun B does not respond. He waits ever so patiently, seeing if any more will follow. Flusher's got the bomb, and he is not looking towards A just yet.
And that's important information that Cajun's just been able to pass to his team as well. No one on T-ramp. You can see that their aggression has been stifled towards that side. It's just Crims left in Palace.
It still looks like a split towards A, I've got to say it, with JW and Crims still here, and Olaf pushing through that connector. These guys are looking very fluid. They've smoked out short. Dupree's not going to get a shot in this. It's down to Karrigan and KGB. Device is en route, though.
He's out of position, though, at the moment. He can't really get involved in this one here as Pronax picks up KGB. It's Karrigan now to try and hold. He gets one on Flusher. Dupree also getting involved. There's the second from the man, and Crims hits the deck. It's JW and Olofmeister. What can they do now? Olofmeister burns down, and Karrigan, the man, finishes it off with a lovely shot. That's 4. What a beast. Huge
play from Karrigan, stepping up when it matters. And my word, he was playing so aggressively at the start, and then look at this shot, just catching him in the heels on the cross. That was Flusher going down, follows up perfectly towards Crims, and then even closes down at the end towards JW. Just stunning from start to finish. And this is one of the many reasons why TSM are just starting to lead the fray. He's leading the pack at 12-6 so far. On the other side, Pronax top fragging on 10-11. And let's see how this round goes down. Once again, Fnatic struggling for cash here, and TSM truly flexing what they built up.
All right, so Fnatic now down. Well, forcing up with some pistols here. It's just a flash for Pronax and no armor to speak of, so I'll be interested to see how they try and throw this one together. And Olofmeister, frustratingly, has had nothing really presented to him in mid. He's really struggled to make something happen in that part of the map, and TSM really just not bothering with that one as well. A device will just watch connector and allow him to push in. And Dupree can work there from short, like Zipnix was beforehand. So Fnatic have to go for something completely different, come up with something new here, because TSM have read them like a book.
Well, I guess that's a good start. Crim's going to just deal down device, but you'd assume that wouldn't work again. JW waiting very patiently by B, but that bomb's still in mid by Delpan. That's with Pronax at the moment. KGB and Karrigan looking to maybe get some control towards A as well. KGB will find Flusher, who was waiting in his apartments. Crims, that's his second now. This Deagle looking pretty good in his hands. And Fnatic have got mid control. However, you can see KGB trying to retake some sort of presence towards A on that minimap. He's already looking towards ramp. And Zipnix, he knows, okay, we haven't cleared B at all. This could still be a problem. Olaf probably can be boosted up again in towards window, but TSM locked down one avenue of threat, but it's all coming down towards A. Again, Fnatic have a chance in this, but it's the race towards that A plant. Pronax should be able to get this down. He's not planting for short. It's slightly closer towards the site, and Crims is going to wait it out.
Yeah, as a Deagle in hand, he's already taken 2 heads off with it this round. He's definitely love to add a few more notches to that one now, as Karrigan is lurking via CT. And of course, Pronax has gone looking for Zipnix.
He saw a touch of Karrigan, then Zipnix is going to be crossed out by Pronax unless these nades start coming in and thick and fast. Here we go, great work from Crims. That's his fourth. He needs the ace here with the Deagle. He's done everything and he gets it! Crims goes wild for Fnatic. Absolutely perfect play. And you said they needed something somewhat of a miracle, and he's just provided it. My word, Crims. Beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Now, a great round from Crims as well. I mean, I was more suggesting a change in strategy, but yeah, we could just go for something crazy like that one as well. Look, we've said this before as well. When Pronax is sort of top fragging for Fnatic, it doesn't mean that it sort of means that the big fraggers, they're not sort of working at full capacity.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I've got to say, JW's had a real quiet game, 5-11 so far. He's not had that many opportunities with the AWP, but still, it's a very quiet game for him. He's normally almost certainly leading the way. It looks like another A split coming out from Fnatic, 2 toward mid, 3 working through A. And it's going to be Device this time actually with the AWP, not Karrigan watching that push, and Cajun B up on the balcony. Zipnix looking to cut off at least one arm of this attack, which is Olaf and Crims, but look at them sneaking their way through here, but they're so aware Zipnix will be.
Zipnix shots in towards connector, not going to connect Device there, trying to make something happen. It's his second of the round. Olofmeister already went down. He's got 4 points of health to work with, but an AWP in this man's hands, he can do whatever he pleases.
And where has JW been in this? Where has Flusher been? This is a quiet play from them. Now we're going to finally see them coming to their own. But JW with it all to do now. 1v3. He has the bomb. He does have 40 seconds. But he's got 3 insanely strong players up against him so far. Karrigan standing, Dupree alive, and Cajun B. And he's trying to make a mad dash for it. Trying to get out of there. Try and find another option. Try and find something. So far, with all the will and want in the world, he's not found a lot. 28 seconds. He should be able to get there in time, but Dupree will be already waiting, and Karrigan not far off either. He just needs to win this 1-1v1. I say just one. If he actually wants to go for this round, and he is. Let's see what JW's got here. Already found. He's got 8 HP, 10 seconds. And you got to say, Dupree and Karrigan already know. I think it's time to try and keep hold of this AWP if he can, but he's not going to be let out easily. He might just make it away.
And he'll have to back up there as well, getting tagged super low. And Dupree, that has got to hurt more than just, of course, in the fields there as JW goes down. Solo mid now, 9-5. Going to put one more on the board, and that AWP being taken away from JW is going to hurt. They cannot afford one at this stage, and in this last round of the half, they're going to force up. I see some Tech 9s in the mix as well. Going to go for whatever they can to try and grind out a round.
All right, so 2 rifles, 3 pistols. Got the 2 Tech 9s, as you noted, the CZ coming out for Pronax there. And, well, Fnatic have just been floundering under the pressure of the individual play from TSM thus far. Cajun B maybe waiting on a flash. No, he's just going to check towards Palace, just in case there was a threat there. He's going to flash it out himself. Not going to commit off the back of it, though. And it looks like, once again, Fnatic are going to have to run the gauntlet. But already, Olaf being found in mid once again.
The double AWP from TSM is just frightening. It really is, and they made it work so well. Device, what can he do now? Just as I hype him up, JW takes him down as he pushes through. KGB must hold from here. Carrigan gets one, Flush goes down. KGB and Carrigan putting it together, and it's just Crims. He will take down KGB in a 1v2 situation. Cheeky tap to try and get himself into that A side. He must back away. The bomb is loose towards A, towards Palace even, and TSM are pushing up on towards this one. Crims has given us some beautiful stuff this half. But he's going to have to dig deep yet again to get this round for the Swedes.
Dupree already on the site. Zipnik's holding whenever he can here. Actually, the team flash coming out might actually give Crims a bit of an opportunity, but he has snuck it out of ramp, but it's still so hard to play from this position.
It is oppressive to say the very least now. He's got a player towards jungle. One on the site now. Crims wants to make this in 1v1. He does. He gets Zipnix, but unfortunately Dupree is there for the crossfire. All he really could have done is just try and make it 2 1v1s and take it bit by bit there. But that's half time, and Team Solo mid with a very, very impressive CT side. And this is KGB doing some serious work.
But look at that flash that came in for him. I think it was Carrigan who actually let that one fly as well. The flash coming over blinded 3 players from Fnatic, so all of them were hunting out KGB. They knew he'd been playing there the entire game. It's not an unknown factor, but allowing him the chance to do better off the back of that, that's the theory. That's the real power of TSM sometimes. It's just those beautiful little crossfires, and of course Pan there highlighting these things. Pan CSGO, a lovely observer for today, picking up from Delayham, who had to step in, and TSM know who Delayham is. But that aside, let's get ready for the second half here in my match of the day. TSM now on the T side, Fnatic on the CT side, and JW looking for those one taps straight through mid.
Trying to work out a mid. I mean, 10-5 is definitely not the worst now as Olafmeister. Cajun has to take a seat for the rest of this round now. Flusher getting involved as well. These USPs doing so much work in the hands of Fnatic. And there's JW again, but Carrigan pushes towards Olafmeister. Crims is low, but has a defuse kick. Keep an eye on that. He did a cheeky thing to Pimp last week with that one. And there it is. Pronax picks up Carrigan. It's just Dupree now, and the bomb is in his hands.
I'm curious to see where he takes this. JW's watching this angle. That's the problem. JW will get the tag. And now there's 2 watching, 1 from Kitchen. JW a little closer. Dupree's going to try and take the fight, and he will be put down by Fnatic, who make it onto 6 rounds. A good start for them, a well-needed start for them after that first half.
Fnatic sitting back on those USPs by and large, and just doing a lot of work with those now. And you can see, I'm going to sort of buy up here a little bit. Of course, the MP9 coming out for Pronax. It's a Famis, and Crims is actually going to go for that scout. Force this up and see what they can do. Whereas TSM are all Deagles and armor only for Zipnix, Dupree, and Carrigan.
I'm so scared of even doubting the Deagles these days. You never know. It's like they've suddenly come back into fashion, I guess, or into trend or favor. But Dupree looking for someone to pick apart. Flusher took the challenge on the gauntlet and makes it out alive. The bomb yet to be committed anywhere either. TSM are more than ever testing the waters here. And you can't blame them on that one, playing it quite cautiously. And Fnatic holding quite far back. They're not completely aware of what they're up against. But Carrigan making it so far out towards the side. He has been spotted, and Fnatic playing very passively will lock it down. That's nice stuff from Fnatic. Not challenging up close and personal, not playing too shoddy. And actually Pronax getting a face full of KGB then, but it will end up in Pronax's favour as Device last man standing in a 1v5. And I don't think he can do quite what Crims did earlier.
Good discipline from Fnatic here as well as Crims finishes things off. I mean, as I said, last time we saw these 2 play, it was a lot of JW jumping out of mid-window, like you said, a lot of aggression pushing forward here. They did want to secure that second round and you know, keep those guns in their hand, and they can continue to start to stack them up here as well. As Fnatic are 3 rounds behind. They do have some work to do, but again, 10-5 at half, that's fine. It is okay. But now it's time for them to really start to do some work. When the rubber hits the road, they've got to get going. The time is now.
Let's see what TSM have in store here. If they can get a plant out of this, it'll be perfect, but Fnatic are starting to really farm up the bank, and Flush is going to finish off what Crims started out there. And Cajun B going to be heading through that underpass. He's going to be met by Flusher, and Flusher's just having a whale of the time. He does go down to Cajun B in the end, but this should be a comfy one until Zipnix finds JW. This got a little bit closer than maybe they'd hoped for. Actually, Zipnix does recover that M4, so maybe he can do some damage here, but that bomb is so far away.
Olafmeister takes a tag to the head there, and bear in mind if Fnatic, if they win this round, they're going to buy and exchange some of those guns anyway, so losing them here, not the end of the world, but TSM really pressuring here. Zipnix, but Pronax will just jump around the corner, yodeling, I assume, as he picks up the MP9 kill, and that now brings it up to 2 rounds in. So Fnatic done well to start things off nicely with that pistol round. That's what they needed, and they've got it now. Solo mid to buy up, rifles, AKs for all, and a few nades thrown in the mix as well. Dupree only with a smoke.
Yeah, Fnatic They needed this start, to be fair. Last time, the beginning of this game was so backward and forward. But JW now with the AWP. Let's see what he brings in. He's got a great spawn towards mid as well, so he should be fine here to challenge out Karrigan if he fancies it. No one going for the early crosses. TSM flex towards B. JW still watching. Flush is the one to find him, being a little more aggressive from that connector side as Olof will push up mid. But it's going to be Pronax, I can imagine, on the receiving end here. If TSM actually commit to this, he's got a smoke, he's got the flashes. He should be able to weather the storm, but let's find out if he can do it. As look at this, TSM are making the play.
Counter flash coming out from Pronax. He knows exactly what's coming. He's going to throw another flash, but Dupree catches him mid-throw, but there's JW out of shot, picks up Dupree, now through the smoke, looking for another TSM player as the rest of Fnatic converge on this one. You can see Olofmeister here at short. He'll be looking through there as Inade goes towards him. CajunB almost makes a target of himself, and it slows up a bit now as TSM inching onto the site bit by bit. Bomb down, CajunB under fire.
This is going to be hard, though. They can't really escape the site, as you can see JW is going to catch off Device. Even Zipnix now in a 1v4 after plant situation. He's got the tag. He finally takes down Flusher, but tries to back away. But he's down to such a tiring predicament. He knows that he can't really do much here. He's looking to keep hold of that weapon as the defuse will come out, and he does at least keep the rifle.
Yep, bomb planted and rifle maintained here for Zipnix, but Fnatic with a stoic defense of that B side. Despite Pronax going down so early, it was a very rapid response from the rest of the Swedes to get there and shake things up now. And this is one round in it. Fnatic have won 4 rounds in a row, and Team Solo Mid seem very, very quiet on this T side. Interesting to see what they can put together now as they want to just keep themselves at arm's length from Fnatic as they try and close the gap.
Let's see what they've got here. JW being denied the early pick through connector. Nice little adaptation from TSM, giving them that mid-control. Olof's going to look for something, but look at this. CajunB straight up there. And wow, CajunB finds Olof on short too. That's removed all the threat from mid, at least, as Flusher now left to pick to pieces TSM, but they have got the flex, so they have got control. CajunB already in jungle, and Flusher kind of suspects that the bomb yet to commit. TSM could still lose control of this one if they lose, or if they choose the wrong side.
CajunB must be looking for Crims over on that side, but Flusher surely can smell something out here as he is just in the wings. The bomb being taken towards B though, slowly.
Now Pronax is phenomenal at holding this. The pop flashes he can pull are just brilliant, but there's nothing to give this away, and Device is so close.
Here comes a pop flash. Pronax is going to go for this pick surely in just a second. Oh, the Device shot was too good for him. Pronax not even looking towards the left, assuming that TSM will be further down the corridor, and it blows up in his face.
Yeah, Flusher now in a bit of a situation. He can't get safely in towards the kitchen either. He will catch out CajunB, who he'd been keeping in the back of his mind for quite some time, but there's so many players waiting in Device just tucked to that left side. It's so annoying to get past, and the flash will come for him. That will drop Flusher out of the game, as it will just be Crims left alive with the AWP, looking to save it.
Doubtless he will just try to get the heck out of dodge there. And unlucky for Flusher, he did check that corner, but didn't quite see the model poking around the edge, and Solo Mid will get one back here. And
the imperative thing to me was the play that came out from CajunB at the start. Not only taking down the player who was in connector, but then following it back up and taking down Olofmeister as he tried to come in through short. It opened up mid. It made so many possibilities available to TSM, and it just worked out well. That's going to get them the round they needed quite badly on the T side here. And let's see what they can do leading off the back.
Fnatic couldn't do much in mid because TSM didn't have a presence there.
Yep.
Fnatic, though, have a presence in mid, and if TSM can challenge and win, that's a big chunk out of Fnatic's players and a hugely strong position for them to operate out from. Big difference in these two team styles, especially in that part of the map, and we'll see if Team Solo Mid want to exploit that further.
It's a big thing here. Now, last time TSM put down those Oli Molotovs to get control in mid, but look at this. Flusher this time backing away. Pronax again can't make the peek out of it. They're putting a lot of presence here this time, looking for those early challenges. Olof is flashed, but it doesn't matter. Flusher this time will land the shots. JW helps out. They're finally closing the net, but it's down to 2. CajunB and Zipnix, the last two standing on very much polarizing points of this map. I don't know how much they can achieve with this.
Very expensive for TSM to sort of move up on this one, and Crims to follow his nade will back right on up, and JW can watch short quite easily. CajunB gets himself in towards that mid window. The bomb is still back towards the top of mid here, so he still needs to maintain control of that part of the map, lest Zipnix be picked off as he tries to retrieve the bomb. And this is some movements from JW now, going to be heading towards that shop, looking towards mid.
But look how far back Fnatic are playing overall on this map. Pronax is all the way back in spawn, as is Crims, as is JW. They don't want to commit to the site. They don't know where TSM are wanting to take this. So they're saying to TSM, okay, you can get the bomb down maybe. We'll play retake on this. We still have utility, we have flashes, smokes, we have what we need. JW's holding a little toward B, so, you know, keeping eyes on if he needs to, but then literally Pronax and Crim's just waiting on the push, and it's patient play like this that normally does pay off very well for Fnatic, as we are seeing them choosing this B side.
JW, look at this. Looking towards Archers here, actually. Zipnix will cross over the window in a moment.
They normally bait the cross for each other.
Yep.
This is beautiful to watch.
JW will be watching this one as well. Who would he go for? KGB gets the flick, and of course there's no response from Zipnix. He wasn't quick enough. JW has just scuttled Team Solomid's attempt towards his side, but still Zipnix about to pick him up, but it's been plenty of time for Fnatic to rotate in.
Now it's Pronax and Crims on the retake. Zipnix against the odds. He's got a flash, he's got a molly and a nade actually. He can define a little bit of this one. Gonna flash out close. Looks for the follow, but it's Pronax just barreling in towards the side. Gonna get the defuse real easy into this one. But yes, as said, Zipnix wasn't quite there on that cross. We've seen them baiting each out for each other a little better than that before. Maybe just a little off in the timing. But they did get the plant. But Fnatic gets the defuse and the round.
Very rapid flick across that one from JW as well. And just knew exactly what would be coming. He got himself out of there. He put 2 and 2 together, I'm sure, in that one. And TSM looked to... they'll force this one here by the looks of things. As see a couple of Galils go into their hands and 3 AKs. Still a decent amount of grenades here in armor. So... have to see what they can do with this one as Fnatic, again, get to within spitting distance of Team Solo mid. Haven't led for quite some time in this game, but this could be their chance to even things up. JW will watch mid.
This looks like more of a classic execute towards A from TSM. I wonder if they're going to play ahead of the smokes that they do occasionally do, but we're going to have to wait and see if that's the case. Zipnix and Dupree are up in towards the palace, and Dupree is already peeking out. This is them playing ahead of the smokes, ahead of the curve. Dupree's going to crack it open. Crims is waiting patiently, but surrounded in the smoke. Karrigan's already got his way through towards jungle. This is going to be tough.
Oh, geez, Fnatic can't see the wood for the trees right now, as he will still go JW on towards Zipnix's device. Picks up Crims there. Karrigan waits for Pronax, and he walks right into his crosshair. It's just Olofmeister left now as Dupree deals with Wonder Child, and this is big for TSM. It's just Olofmeister now. He has an AK, but there's not a lot he's going to be able to do with this one now. There's 4 members from Solo Mid. Stand proud as the bomb ticks away on A.
I love that. That's so much brave play from TSM. Dupree just leading the charge out of the palace then, knowing that these guys were on pretty much a good buy here for Fnatic. So really nicely done. Playing ahead of the smokes a touch, not doing the standard AXQ. Of course, we put the smokes into place, then you play off it. They actually take the peaks first, then put the smokes down. It's beautiful to watch. So round in the bag for TSM. But this is not, you know, the perfect start for them just yet, TSM. They're still looking for more. This has been Fnatic's half thus far. But still, looking at the economy, it's not great for Fnatic. They're still a little shoddy in this one, but they should be able to get a bit of a buy going. Whether or not there's a CZ or 2 there is beyond the point. We know these guys can play with it if required. But anyway, looking at the buy, Pronak's going to be the suffering member of Fnatic to be sat on the CZ, but he has just been holding the push out from B, so not the end of the world, whereas TSM looking to exploit that.
Again, JW denied mid. Smoke comes in. He has to go on way towards Connector or sit back on this one now as Dupree will look for a wild Olofmeister maybe barreling towards him, as we often see. But he's on short right now, and Fnatic don't want to lose any members early here as well. They don't really have the guns, for the most part anyway. Pronax has no armor to speak of, mind you, so I'll have to see how Fnatic play around that. Very much a concave setup for them here. I'll wait to see if TSM push on.
TSM being very patient about this as well. They did invest a fair bit of utility towards that opening control. A little towards window, a little towards connector, flashes to short. So you can see that Karrigan does have the room to peak in this one, but JW isn't far away. And he's watching the play towards short, where Olaf sat a little more passively further back. Maybe expecting this to come out from them. Oh, but JW has backed off the smoke, just negating his vision then. And TSM do have control here. Dupree's up in connector. Crim's tucked on the side. This could be a very close call for Fnatic. They're going to have to hold from the very site itself. Dupree
now, where will he peek? Oh, Crims, he won't have a chance as he gets taken down now in connector. Karrigan has the AWP in there as well, but Crims is just backed up here. It's going to be a flash over the top as well to buy some more time. Crims does take a big hit though from that AWP, and I think that was Karrigan. Yes, KGB now takes him down. Flasher is forced to push in towards connector to try and take on Karrigan. He's not good enough to get the 1v1. There's 3 now as JW trying to come through from CT. He will at least connect. That's something for Fnatic. The bomb yet to be part of now as Pronax is also getting involved. 2v3 situation. TSM being whittled down player by player. Device must win this 1v1, and he does. Pronax goes down. The 2v2. Device gets another one here, and it's JW. He must hold from CT, but the bomb is going to be planted. He has to do something. It goes for the peak, and Device hits the deck. Ridiculous now. The 1v1. JW with it all to do. The bomb ticks away. He goes towards a USP. He wants to take this one head to head. Or will he pick up an AK and go straight in there? He does. Cajun B 40 health left, and he's backed up towards Palace.
Cajun B has the peak, but it's JW to shut it down. A 3K for him. A little shoddy at the end trying to get that switch up, but my god, those shots before were perfect. And somehow Fnatic pulled together the pieces at the end there. Cajun B had so much more to do, and Device, perfect positioning here. You can see following up well towards Olaf. Didn't get the shot towards JW as he hopped up on the ledge, and the timing on this is always so fine. But still, he did win out in the end, and Fnatic keep this one close, 11-12.
Oh, Lauren, I'm getting a bit carried away. That was just
I'm going to have to take you outside to cool you down in a second.
Just hose me off from in the corner. JW will keep the AWP here, of course. Olafmeister go for the max 7. JW just missing a beautiful shot.
He could have had Device down. It's sometimes the timing on it when you see it with the X-ray. Oh, my word. But still, focusing on this round, you can see Fnatic not having the perfect purchase here, but Olaf making the most of what he's been gifted. Karrigan goes down, and we're going to see in TSM working with a deficit. JW's going to catch out Dupree in mid as well, and that's going to just kind of highlight the issues here with TSM being picked apart, leaving Cajun B the only factor working through mid. But Device and Sipnix are there looking for the fold towards A.
Maybe watching from jungle as yet. JW now comes around. He might catch Cajun B. He goes for the peak. Cajun B knows what to look for. He does get the shot now. Will he be able to turn around and pick up Flash? No, but there's Device and Crims getting kills of their own. But Device, as the smoke clears, here's the last man standing here as well. This game is going to go even. He will have to back away and just sit on this one, I think. Try for something cheeky even. As Team Solo mid find themselves now up against the wall. They're not going to have a lot of money next round to work with either. I surely should save.
And I love the fact. Oh no, he's going for this. He's trying to get the plant. This is risky. Pronax has got the cross here. Device. How brave are you feeling? Trying to go for the one tap there, Scream style, but Olaf says, no, not today, buddy. But still, I love the little bit of caution when he was trying to peek in towards jungle. I think that was actually Cajun B doing it on towards JW. He saw the open and he was like, I need to actually take this shot right. I can't miss one because I know JW will hit it. So already checking in on that scoreboard. Every member of Fnatic finding a little more form. Olaf a little quiet though for him. But still, he's doing what's needed. He's been actually blocked out a lot on short. That's the thing. TSM are certainly focusing down on that one. But 21 kills coming through for Karrigan. Another big performance for that man on this map. He's always had some strong performances. But TSM now down to the Deagles. Device already getting chunked down to 13. Fnatic should not lose this one.
JW has gone from the bottom of the scoreboard to the top in about 7 or 8 rounds here. So this guy is putting out some serious work now. And he does watch mid. He's persisting here as well. There's no smoke in towards that window as TSM have minimal, in fact, 0 utility to work with here. And the nade is going to hurt Cajun badly. It's a couple Deagles and some pistols here for TSM now as, of course, they save up. And the bomb is slowly being carried.
This is so reminiscent of how Fnatic came into this round before when they knew TSM were only on pistols or a shoddy buy. Very passive, very far back, not wanting to take the fights directly, saying, okay, you take mid, we'll just watch you guys walk past. That's exactly what they've done there. JW will find Dupree. Flush actually missing the shot towards Device. Crims makes up for it, and now we're just down to 2.
And it will put the Fnatic in the lead after this one as well. They've had to grind out some of these rounds awfully hard, but they have their reward now as well. 13-12. This is going to be a photo finish. At this rate, at least, a Solo mid now buy up, of course. They definitely have no qualms about spending their money, especially when we have an important round like this one. The double AWP here from Flasher and JW as well, into no AWP from TSM here. So I want to see how TSM operate around this one.
Yeah, so 3 rounds back-to-back for Fnatic. The last couple, certainly showing their form here. And JW doing what we expected to see a little earlier on, actually. The early presence in towards Palace. He was doing this time and time again when they're playing a little more confident. But this 3 stack from Fnatic, aggressively looking towards A, has not really worked out too well. It's allowed Karrigan and Dupree to get some control in mid here, work their way up short, and actually force Olaf back towards the B site. And while this happens, the rest of TSM are going to be looking towards Pronax. See what he can do there.
Pronax, well, he's been in this position many times. The man, the flash comes in. A lot of players, but Device finds him before he can see anyone at all. But Olaf is there to get one back towards Karrigan, on towards short. Olaf now. Molotov out to smoke, in fact, and he takes down KGB. 5 health for the man. Bomb is planted, but he's going to be coming up on Device.
Oh, no! What? Olaf, are you good right now? That was not what I expect to see from Olafmeister. And TSM are like, okay, if you're going to miss shots like that, we're going to take the advantage. 3v2, make it a 2v2 as Crims pulls it back, but that bomb is down and ticking, and Fnatic going to have to work for this.
Grenade over towards Sipnix, but Sipnix still gets Crims. JW's there, though, the 1v1 bomb ticking away. He is short on time, and he's short on friends at this stage, the 1v1. He does get the AWP, but Device is waiting with the AK. JW has no time. He must get this defuse. He'll back away, in fact, and let it go. We get the shot at least towards Device. But Solo mid, get one back there. Or just those AKs, although it cost them dearly.
Olaf must be kicking himself on that. Like, he picked up insane frags before, and then look at this. It's just like he ran out of mouse mat.
Oh, God. It fell off the table.
It
It's on his leg.
It literally looked like his mouse fell off the table then. I don't know. So Device is a really good ace one. I wonder if he's going to go for the opening pick on this. JW as well has the front spawn too. So these two could clash heads. No, Device going to slow it down, do the smoke towards stairs. JW just going to leap past. And we are going to see the early smokes coming into place. Is Fnatic going to push up a little closer this time? And 13-13 being that score. TSM turning it when it matters. JW just standing out like the solo player at the moment. Look at this. Flusher going to flash out into this. How the hell can he get away with this? JW's found KHB. They're playing out of their mind right now. Just such aggression. And it pays off. JW up close and personal. And why not when you can hit shots like that?
I am baffled as to how Carrigan didn't get that kill at all. Yeah. He completely fluffed his lines, and Flusher was able to make him pay dearly for it. And this is Fnatic now 2 rounds away from victory. Solid mid have to go back to some sort of force. I mean, they'll force it. It's solid mid, but they've got bugger all to work with.
Yep.
They've got no helmets on 3 players as well, and they're very short on nades here. This is a round that they can't afford to lose, but the odds are not in their favour.
They're definitely not. They've made these rounds work before, but you'd think it's not going to be this round. They don't have the utility to deny the control in mid, and Flusher just giving you a masterclass in how to spray right now. That's 3 back-to-back, and hell, he's looking for more. Why not? Give him his 4th. He's not going to get it. KGB denies, but Olaf is there to pick up the pieces, and it will be Fnatic on 15.
Match point. Fnatic trying to want to shake the monkey off their back here. In fact, last time they played solo mid, it was a 16-13 victory. Can they do it again here as well? Give themselves some confidence after what's been a rough couple of weeks here. They're now starting to sort of make a resurgence, and this could be the continuation of that, the extension of it. Solid mid, because all they're forcing, now they're still on pistols.
They're up against the odds. They're going to have to hit something beautiful with this. It looks like an A focus. Dupree, KHB around mid. We've got Zipnik's Device and Carrigan opting toward A, but Crims is the only player here so far. Dupree just railing down Olaf, looks for another, not going to get it. Flusher says no, but KHB is there, and they're making this work, TSM. There's only 3 players from Fnatic left standing. Don't tell me they can do this.
Oh, don't do this to me, solo mid. Of course, they have a rifle in the hands of KHB now, and Crims has been forced way back. KHB trying to deal with JW in the mid. He's had to go to the Tech 9 and gets him in mid-air. This is ridiculous. Don't do this to my heart. KHB takes down Pronax, and it's just Crims all on his own. Just as Fnatic on the precipice of victory. Solo mid push them back 1 more round.
Crims 1v3, ladies and gents. They've got armor. This is not going to be easy, and I think he's going to find that out real soon. But my word, KHB, what a beast. Picking up 3 in the end that round. And even going to treat himself to the AWP that was left strewn across the floor as Crims is going to get the hell out of there. He knows this round is not for him, and TSM backs to the wall find this sort of form. I absolutely love watching this stuff. This is why this was the game of the day. This is why these are the 2 arguable best teams in the world. And my word, what a brilliant display of it.
Utterly audacious play from TSM, principally KHB, who not only gets 3 in the round, but also is able to preserve that AWP to hand down. Look at this. This is just nuts. JW in midair. See you later, mate.
And then the follow-up as well, like in case that wasn't enough. Why not get a little more? Still. This could be going overtime right now. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I can't say it enough. But here we go. TSM once again going into this. Got Fnatic up against them. They have the utility to take that mid control, and Fnatic flexing towards this kind of slightly unorthodox play, being more aggressive towards A. But this deep smoke might signify, and Zipnik's gonna take down JW. We might be going to overtime if this keeps up at this pace. Flusher looking for the flash in towards ramp, not gonna get it. Device waiting ever so patiently, as now Crims and Flusher are the last guardians towards A. Olaf holding just towards short, and Pronax on B.
Flusher is aggressively pushed up here as well. You can see Device actually has him just outside there to the left. Smoke clears, and will he go in for this one as well? Flusher will be watching that corner. Who's going to get the better shot? Device has his crosshair trained on that spot. He's looking back towards CT. There's the push from Flusher. Now it's even 4-4 as Flush goes through.
But look where that bomb's heading. It's not really towards A at this point. 50 seconds left, and Pronax, are you doing this a little early? This is quite early actually from Pronax to be flexing this sort of utility to be invested into this. Actually, TSM not committing to this just yet. They're actually heading back around. They almost double faked this out. Flusher is going to be the last man standing towards A. Crims is holding not too far back, but He's going to have to turret his way out of this situation if they don't want overtime. Here comes Cajun B, here comes Carrigan. There's 20 seconds left, Mitch. They're going to have to commit to this right about now.
Flush is going to be pushed onto very aggressively. He must get zipped this as he pokes his head out. Flusher, can he complete? He does. He's looking for another one there. Flash, as he's going to come around those boxes here. Oh, it's all happening right now. Flusher finds the head of Carrigan, but Cajun responds on towards him. 2v3, time ticking down. Bomb must be planted now, and it does. Dupree and Cajun B back up. It's a Flash to cover their tracks as they try and get into defensive positions.
It's not ideal. The bomb's planted for sure. They have a shot towards it, but there's Cajun B again. Crims goes down. It's a 2v2, but the nade comes out from Pronax. It's Device already gone through. Dupree 1v2. He gets one. He gets a second.
Oh my
We're
Lord.
going to overtime, ladies and gents. TSM, what a way to pull this one back from the brink. Wow.
Absolutely stunning stuff there in the final moments of Team Solid Mid. Oh, Fnatic had it. Did they ever? They had that 3-round buffer. They were on the very precipice, and Team Solo Mid, have a look at this. Cajun B just with a couple quick taps as well, and Dupree finishing in style.
Just watch this. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff. I love watching these guys play. You know, there is a real reason why this was the game of the day, and I think we're seeing every single aspect of why these two teams are so inseparable. I don't know what else to say about this one. Overall, it's just perfect. But still, wait and see how this one goes back in. I don't know what to expect between these two, because we've seen Fnatic turning around so they shouldn't. We've seen TSM just showing beautiful play when their backs are to the wall, but I don't know, Mitch. I really don't know.
Since ESL 1 Cologne, Fnatic have only lost Mirage once. Only once. Well, this could be the second time in Solo Mid. Winning rounds they honestly had absolutely no business in winning. And yet here we are. 30 seconds now, we'll be into our overtime. And I mean, if you thought the first part of this game was hard to call, then God help us if you're trying to make any predictions now in this overtime. Fnatic. A little bit frustrated, a little bit frazzled, I'm sure, but they've been in this position many times before. And up against their arguably arch nemesis here as well, TSM, who just recently rocketed to #1 in team standings. Well, Fnatic would love to take that throne back, and this would be a great place to start.
Yeah, just to remind you guys, if you didn't catch it at the start, the last 3 games, or the 3 times these guys have met, pretty much have been TSM's stronghold. Remembering back to Dust 2, not too long ago, 16-3 was the result in TSM's favor. So it has been quite the TSM battle. However, last time they met on this map, Fnatic won it. So take what you will from it, take what you want towards current form, but these guys are going to take a second to talk things through, because I was worried they may hold a little back for the major incoming, but these two are fighting out tooth and nail. We've seen, you know, a real performance step up from JW in this game as well, considering it was a little slow to the start, but towards the end, starting to hit those shots. And the same can be said for Cajun B, for Carrigan. I've got to say, Carrigan, even in the ESL ESEA Pro League last season, was always on point in this map, and it's always been something that's caught off so many teams.
Well, I mean, you know, Fnatic, everyone's been asking the same question. Are they out of their slump? Are they back? Is this real? I mean, the last few games, not super convincing. Even some of their wins against some Tier 2 teams, VP, I think they beat them in there as well. But this will be a great way to start as well. And I think they've impressed me in a big way as well. It's just funny you say, oh, Fnatic have impressed me here, but...
Yeah, it's kind of confusing, isn't it? But still, we are getting ourselves ready for overtime, ladies and gents. Who knows if it's going to be a double? We're going to find out. 15-15 was the closer of the first go of this. What are we going to get now? Fnatic going to start up on the CT side. We see Team Solo Mid, or TSM, should I say. I hate saying Team Solo Mid. Starting out on the T side. But starting with full utility, we've generally seen the fact that TSM have been winning out these rounds due to the commitment of all that towards mid, denying the peaks towards connector. But no, this time, taking the flat-out challenge and Pronax switching up a little. Olaf taking the op towards B. This is a different start for Fnatic.
Interesting to see now. It's obviously Olaf Meister was normally the linchpin on short just to sort of stop any pushes in towards mid. But look at that. The smoke from TSM completely denying that. I think they're heading into mid window. No. Won't be a boost in there. It's just Dupree trying to get some eyes on there, but you won't see Pronax yet. Well,
he can always go up to short or then, you know, straight across towards window, depending. But Pronax is waiting very patiently, and look how much Fnatic are giving up on mid. They're saying, okay, you take that. We'll play from the sides, because so far that's what TSM were looking towards very early on. So, you know, JW didn't have much luck there, but this time Olaf is going to find Carrigan over by B. That bomb yet to commit to either side, sitting at the very top of mid. This is going to give Fnatic a little bit more room to breathe, really. And it looks like they're going to try and head towards A, maybe utilize that boost in window. But Pronax has been keeping eyes on this, and Dupree could be in trouble.
I fancy Fnatic in this situation now as Pronax. Look at the patience from the man. He sees Dupree, and patience pays. Now he'll be able to jump out of ladder room, maybe even look towards short. His device is still looking for him now, but he's been proved very slippery and elusive to try and catch now. Device might try for an A here, but I tell you what, TSM have made 0 inroads here. It's just going to be tough. They're up against the wall.
They can at least use the mollies to maybe clear out some of these corners, but you can see one being committed towards damage, forcing JW out. He's going to get caught up by Cajun B. Device finds Flusher. Okay, we're back to maybe around here for TSM, but can Krim stop the rot? Pronax finds Cajun B. We're down to the last 5 seconds. Zipnik still fighting this one out. The bomb yet to go down. I don't know if that's even in time. That was in the last couple of seconds. It does go down. It's a 1v2. Device last man standing here. Bomb is being able to... I think they can see, you can see the bomb from here. So he should be able to work this one out if they don't pressure him. And now, spots out the first. He misses. Olaf edges closer. He doesn't get the shot off. Olaf will find it. And that's the first one in the bag for Fnatic. But that got very, very close.
Unfortunate misses there from Device. He definitely... The round was within his grasp, unfortunately, but Fnatic, just patience for them. Really sitting back on this one. And honestly, looking back at their last match against Team Solo Mid, they're playing completely different.
Yeah, they really are. Even just the positions are different. Clearly in that time between, you know, the actual game time and then the small gap between overtime, they sat back and said, just give them mid control. There's no point challenging it. Maybe if JW fancies a peek at the start, sure, go for it, because he's now got the AWP. So maybe a little bit of a switch up there, and he is going to go for a beautiful movement to hop over towards the left side. The smokes have come into practice, though, and he'll back away.
TSM not even bothering to push mid until that smoke was fully up here, so not willing to really challenge that one out now. And Dupree going to hand the AWP over towards Carrigan. They do want to control mid as much as they possibly can. Fnatic have given it up in the past. They did last round, but Olaf will be waiting. Cajun B goes down. Great headshot from the man who head back towards ladder room. The rest of his team are lying in wait.
And again, Fnatic, they're not out saying they're welcome. Look at this. Olaf is going to pick up the position that was played before. This time, JW, he just about makes it away in towards the corner. I don't think they spoiled this out. And he's going to find Carrigan just emerging from the smoke, but it's a one-for-one trade out here as Dupree's going to have to pick up the mantle, try and defuse the situation that's going on towards CT, as that bomb, though, is not looking towards A. It might just make its way over towards B, where Pronax is waiting.
One health for the man. It's not much to work with, but it's enough to take down Device. And it's just Zipnik's now trying to put the pieces together. And the very best he can do is push on towards this one, but Olaf is going hunting.
Now, last time he fluffed this shot, I doubt he will this time. Bear in mind, that was the Tech 9 on the site, so Zipnik's waiting for that molly, and you can see Olaf's just eyes trained on this. Zipnix, you don't know how much trouble you're in, buddy. He will get the tag. Actually, Zipnix, he's gonna get down, Olaf. All right, but there's the close down. Pronax only needs 1 HP to pick up 2 kills, and Fnatic picking up 2 rounds here in overtime. That's a really big beginning. Yeah,
a bit of a blow for Team Solo Mid to have to kick off overtime on that T side. Yeah. Their T side definitely, especially in the early stages against Fnatic, not convincing. They played a lot better when they sort of sat back and had a concrete plan for their CT side. But here's Fnatic now with 2 in a row. They'll have to make it 3, and of course TSM running very low on funds now as we are in the 3rd round. And they lost the first 2 shots. 3 AKs, 2 Tech 9s, armor, and a few grenades. Looks like a set play over towards A. They won't play from in front of the... Well, so before those smokes at least. They'll set them up first. It's the first time they've really gone for something like this game.
Yeah, looking towards seeing how this one goes out. So committing the smokes there. We're going to see Krim's one waiting. No smoke towards stairs. Maybe trusting Carrigan with the shot on towards this. As he does dance back and forward. Dupree's already pushed up to try and find the kill on it. He found one in jungle. He won't get the follow-up towards stairs. But while this happens, Cajun B pushing in through mid will find Krims and is forcing Fnatic into a real dire situation.
Great Molotov now. JW forced to back up. He does burn down a little bit there. And he's looking for a target over towards that site. The bomb hasn't made his way across yet. And Cajun B looking for Pronax, sorry. And there goes Zipnix onto Flusher.
Yeah, JW now in the 1v3. He should be able to close this round down. Big play coming out from Cajun B, splitting through mid by himself and picking up the imperative kills. But so JW working for this one, trying to find what he can. No one giving him an inch in this. You can see Zipnix just weighing it back. Device as well. No one wanted to swing out while the threat is still up and standing. JW's going to have to go for it. He does get caught on the cross a little, and the close down comes in for TSM, so they're not going to have the cleanest of starts first. You know, Fnatic, not the cleanest in the world, let's just say, but still, a 2-for-1, not too bad.
Not too bad at all there. And Team Solo Mid, for the first time this game, from what we've seen on their T side, have actually gone for a set play towards A.
Worked, yeah.
From behind the smokes, but they still strode out very confidently on there and managed to get the kill. So they definitely needed that one, of course, and Fnatic still with 2 from that half. nothing to turn your nose at here, but now Solo Mid get their shot at that CT side. And they definitely seem potent on it earlier on in this match.
Yeah, they're going to have to come into this all guns are blazing. I'm wondering what form Fnatic's going to find now. They look a little more warmed up than they started with, let's just say. But still, a little bit more buffer for Fnatic. 2 rounds on their CT side, of course, giving them a little bit more to work with. But we are going to see JW and Karrigan going to be picking up the AWPs. No double AWPs to start with, of course. The money a little bit dangerous if you do go for that double AWP setup here. You can find yourself a little bit down and out, but we're going to be seeing 3 players over towards A for Fnatic, 1 through mid. This is pretty much the standard we saw on their T side to start with not too long ago. So let's see if it works out this time.
Device aggressively towards Palace, but JW is very, very quick to say no to that one there. And Crims as well, shutting that cage. So aggressive from TSM here. So aggressive trying to come forward, and it's not paid out at all.
Yeah, normally they'd managed to shut down Olaf by now. Now it's down into the hands of dupreeh. He's sat very patiently, just waiting. He does spot one. He's not going to pull the trigger just yet. Trying to find as much information as possible. The bomb is en route. Karrigan's still there. Zipnik's holding on short, but Pronat's closing in on there as well. So this is a linchpin moment here for dupreeh. Can he play it right? Bomb actually isn't going, eh? My god, Fnatic aren't messing around, are they? Olaf is already making his way around towards B. Pronax has got the side under wraps. They're going to negate the presence of dupreeh had. He does take down 1, but there's no one else to find. Karrigan's got a long way to traverse, if I can utilize my words. And this is just a really smart play from Fnatic. Even though they had everything, in theory, saying that was the right place to go, they pulled it back, they rotated, but now they need to hold and make sure they get this bomb down safe.
Yeah, TSM, for all purposes, it doesn't really look like they're going to go for too much on towards this one, as Karrigan is still just chilling over at ramp here. So Fnatic will get themselves very, very close to the victory here as well after such a hard-fought match. Back and forth stuff here. But Team Solo Mid threw themselves at Fnatic early, and Fnatic read it like a book. They said they're probably going to be aggressive here. JW, the way he was standing and where he was standing in Palace as dupreeh at least gets Olafmeister, he was waiting for that. He knew they would push into Palace, and he picked him up.
There we go. dupreeh's going to make it costly to some degree, even though the start money is fairly substantial. And Fnatic not going to get away scot-free, but regardless, it does get them very, very close to that ever so important round markers. Fnatic do close down the last 2 anyway. 18-16 now. Fnatic looking very, very good in this one. And TSM have to come up with the goods now.
It's now or never for TSM, obviously, of course. And they are, spending a lot of money here, of course. And they do have enough at least to get a buy up as well. They've got plenty of utilities. TSM cannot afford to mess this one up at all. See Crimson JW looking to set up something. It's a 3-man stack towards B so far for TSM. Device, Cajun B again, not as aggressive as last round. He's just coming up towards Palace. You can see Flusher here, just waiting to push out on towards A. Will it be a set play? Smoke towards Palace as well. JW can't see much through that one at the moment. Slow and steady wins the race if you're Fnatic.
1 minute and 15 left on the board though. There's a lot of utility left here with Fnatic, so as you noted, they can still work around this, but Karrigan pushing up towards these apartments is quite the dangerous play, but it's a 1-for-1 trade out. KGB's going to fall, which will certainly leave a vast deficit towards this A site. Fnatic may want to work off the back of that. The Molly going to slow down JW, deny the peak there, and Olaf once again building up through short. Device gets a glimpse, he knows what's coming. He even hops over, denies Olaf the presence. dupreeh, duly diligent of what was going to be happening, and Fnatic not having a good time in this one.
Not at all. This is really where they wanted to seal the deal, and so far, their slow play actually hasn't worked out. TSM have been able to stall them more. So Fnatic have lost time, and then they have time taken away from them. Only 30 seconds left on the clock now, and they must make a move. Flusher has already moved up towards Tetris there, but Karrigan looks like he's I was thinking about sending a flash over with his name on it here, but this is the push now from Fnatic. They've got to go. Karrigan now reads into that perfectly. His timing is just sublime and he backs away. Molotov on towards the side. JW trying to open something up there from Palace, but Karrigan will be waiting for him to poke out and he takes him down. Just two for Fnatic. Now what can be done? Karrigan gets yet another towards Crims and it's just Flusher. Time wasn't their friend either, but Solo Min takes that one back.
Yeah, TSM playing that really down to the clock, and Karrigan just held his own. He got a little bit aggressive at times, but fell back well when required. And this is now back on again. You know, we're not over and done just yet. Overtime not defined. TSM living to fight another day, but you can see the money not great over there on the TSM board. They're going to go and get what they can, I can imagine. But KGB does get dropped out in the end, so he'll be okay for this one. And Karrigan still Still repping this orb. Let's see if he can find anything mid. We're going to have some presence there. Make it 3 players actually for Fnatic. Crims joining Olaf Meister and Pronax. So this is a bit of a switch up here, leaving only JW and Flusher towards A. And look at Dupree.
This is so strange. Normally TSM would give up mid completely for Fnatic, but Dupree...
This could be massive.
It's Dupree. He flashes himself through the smoke and Olaf Meister goes down. He's looking for a second, but Pronax was behind him.
This is a 1-for-1 trade that's really quite unconventional. Karrigan's going to fall back towards jungle. He's still looking for this. He's going to play ahead of the smoke, ahead of the flash. He does get the shot. Crims goes down, and this is perfect stuff. Another trade comes in, but Fnatic are now trailing. 2 players left standing. The 2 that had split toward A early on. That mid threat had been dealt with thoroughly by Dupree in the end. That push-up just gave so much information. And now JW and Flusher in a world of trouble.
2 players left here for Fnatic, and oh my lord, this has been a very, very close overtime here. Kits for all of TSM, and a Zipnix, who's on B duty right now, but there's JW, opens things up to Device, and that's going to keep Cajun B's head very low over here at that A site. Trying to sell maybe this A, and it's working so far. Zipnix is actually moving towards that mid connector now as Flusher. Oh, Flusher, he's in underpass. He can pick up a kill here. They can push towards A or back to B. He's seen Zipnix. He's going to get the jump on him here as well. He gets the headshot. They still want to go towards A, where Cajun B is laying in wait here. It's a 1v2. JW pushing across. He's a bit more of a decoy at this stage. It's a 1v1 Cajun. He's going to push through this smoke. Surely gets around the bomb side. Bomb is not down yet. And it's Flusher just working his way through the smoke. Cajun B can't see him yet. He can see the bullets coming through. He knows approximately where he's going to be. Molotov, 5 seconds left on this one, and Cajun B can just step away knowing that his work is done.
Outstanding again, Cajun B. Every time questions are asked of Team Solo Mid, he does the job. We're going to second overtime, double overtime coming in, 18-18. I don't know what to say. I thought Fnatic had that after that CT start, but no, this is certainly up in the air. TSM not going to let that one go at all. Every single time, Fnatic's T side is being read so perfectly by TSM. I just love watching these two just kind of clash it out and duke it out. Wow.
10 rounds and 5, of course, for each of these guys respectively on CT and T sides, and now 3 apiece in overtime. How could even possibly get closer than this now? Can we see if one of these teams can break the mold? Will Fatigue start to play into this one? Will Solo Mid change it up again? Will Fnatic's tried and true work through mid prove to be enough? We're about to find out here, ladies and gentlemen, into this second overtime. My God, this game so beautifully close. Let's see what these teams can produce for us.
So now TSM gets to start out on the CT side. It's going to be Fnatic on the T side. And once again, TSM going aggressive for these opening picks. Flusher's pretty much predicting this. He's got the flash in hand. You can see Cajun B might be caught off, but no, they're both completely blind, and Cajun B just spraying into that. Will just catch out Flusher by sheer dumb luck almost, as Karrigan follows up perfectly onto Pronax. Device falls in, and Fnatic fall apart. One by one they fall, and one by one Fnatic get just a little bit closer. Oh my God. TSM, how the hell did they pull that off? That was literally just luckiness in the flash. The spray coming out from Cajun B was, you know, there was nothing beautiful about that one. That was just sheerly him hitting the shot. Look at this. It was just like, and swing.
TSM dig deep to set the tone now for this overtime. Of course, now Fnatic will still go with that double orb. They'll spend the money on that kind of stuff here. Beautiful work from Team Solo Mid there. And that's getting in their heads. Sometimes it's not about just winning the round, but about sending a message. And Fnatic now be reeling from that one here, but let's see if they can recover. It's going to be a smoke in towards apartments there as well, but JW is forward of that one now. He might be able to catch Zipnix, but there's a grenade. It actually hits him directly in the chest, and there's a Molotov to force him right on back.
A little bit of a close start there for JW, but it will be Flusher to find Cajun B to draw first blood, and Fnatic just kind of infiltrating through mid. Olaf's going to find Dupree, opening up on towards short, and that's going to keep their options towards B very much open. But will they realize Karrigan's been pushing around the back here? Pronax patiently peering towards window. That's Device who's on the other side of things. Only 3 players for TSM. Funny enough, Zipnix not been asked too many questions just yet, but certainly doing the early work towards JW is sitting very well. But Karrigan's going to have a drop there. Does catch out Flusher. We're going to notice there's no one in A. Zipnix, get ready. Device, get over there. It's time for TSM to hold on.
Zipnix now going to be the first to see Crims push through. Bomb is loose and he's down. He can't find JW, who somehow gets the flick of the orb at close range. But here comes Device moving up to this bomb site. He gets down Pronax. He looks for the spray. It's JW. Hits the deck. And it's just Olaf Meister. Device, massive couple frags.
From 5 players standing to only 1. Olaf, good luck, pal. This is slipping beyond reach. He should get the first. Oh no, they both miss. Olaf's just chasing it. Oh, he's gonna find Device. He gets the second. Outstanding play from Olaf again. Above and beyond. The 4 teammates fell, and somehow he picks up the pieces. This game is just unbelievable. 19-19. No one is breaking ahead.
You have got to be kidding me. Somehow Olaf Meister just puts it together. Every time it seems like TSM. Look at this. Just... you're kidding me. Olaf Meister with a massive little clutch there to finish things off, and we are now, yet again, even Stevens and these two teams. No one wants to budge an inch, but here's Carrigan. He wants to start things off with a frag down mid. I don't think he'll have it straight away as a smoke. Oh, the jump towards underpass. He gets on towards Crims. He looks towards top of me, but Olaf is there to trade that in.
A great beginning. Coming out for the T side. Just getting the trade is good enough in my eyes, at least I feel. But whether or not they can follow up is the next thing. Xyp9x is going to deny JW this time properly. Last time just dealt a lot of damage. Now Fnatic are operating on merely 3. But then again, Olaf is still one of them. So I guess you can't write it out. But cajunb's timing could be perfect. Doesn't get the drop there. Actually doesn't spot him out. So they will get a little bit further ahead. But there's still Device, there's still Xyp9x. And cajunb is slowly closing in.
And again, we're going to see a flank here from TSM towards that T-ramp, getting all the way around. He's going on to Olaf Meister as well. He has a bomb in hand. It's going to be devastating right now. Bomb loose. Will cajunb get a second? No. He's happy with just the one as Pronax drops and it's just flushing out. He's got a lot of work to do and it's just not going to be enough as Device will pick him up. And there's Solo Mid again. Tit for tat it is, but Solo Mid with 2 from that half of our second overtime.
Well, now the pressure's on. Let's be honest here. It's always been the T sides, but Fnatic finding one and back and forth we go. TSM now going to have to find their form on the T side, and I don't think we could have asked for more of a perfect game. A superb beginning for both, and I'm loving watching this, but still, gonna wait for this one to start up. Both sides looking pretty damn on point here, and I don't know. The thing is that in theory, that should have been TSM with a clean 3. You know, you can't always factor in Olaf Meister pulling off stuff like he does, but that should have been 3 rounds for TSM then. Whether or not that's going to come back and haunt them, we're going to find out, because I do believe we are getting ourselves ready for what could be the final half here in overtime. Let's see if TSM can close out on their T side. We've seen them doing well on occasion, but Fnatic certainly learning the tricks to their trade further into this game, and we are going to be seeing no AWP actually for TSM to begin with.
Now that was the third half so far of this overtime with 2 CT rounds won. So it's 2-1 for every single one of these now. And let's see if Solo Mid can break that particular mold now.
Fnatic are going wild. Look at this. 3 players up mid. They're going to go for the instant challenge. This is going to be huge. And they're going to catch up. TSM Dupree goes down, but cajunb holding on.
Oh, let's see the responses. Olaf Meister still trying to make things happen, and he gets double. And there's Device and Xyp9x are the last 2 left. And Flusher, he's going to shut down Xyp9x. And Device, his team, has fallen all around him now. He does get a lovely shot towards Flusher, but now with 3 Fnatic players to deal with, the only caveat is that 2 of them are under 20 points of health.
Bomb will go down. Device has no utility. It's just him and that rifle. And the players on the lower HP going to take the long route. He's going to get the tag towards Pronax, but they've got so much to flush him out. They've got so many mollies, so many flashes. He shouldn't be allowed this chance. And on CT side, you can see slowly but surely creeping in was JW with the shutdown. And Fnatic with, well, balls of steel doing that mid play. Olaf coming up with the goods, eventually picking up 2, and JW as well then picking up 2. But that was very, very close towards the end. But Fnatic bring it back all even.
Stealing the rug out from underneath TSM. Look at this, giving them no time to set up. They wanted to get some set smokes over towards mid window, and Fnatic were not even going to give them that room to breathe. And it was a great hold by Flusher on A after that as well. And there's nothing Team Solo Mid could do when to react from that one. And it is still even Stevens. 20 rounds apiece for these guys. And this is going to go all the way.
Yeah, we are not going to find out a winner too soon, I can imagine. These guys, blow for blow here. Carrigan the Boxer doing what like the intro says, and the previous major, just every single step of the way. Nice little smoke there towards the, let's say, A side of Connector. Flusher, though, going to flash that one out. Going to try and take some back. A little bit of control, because there are 2 players here. Olaf's going to find cajunb. That's going to ring the alarm bells, and Flusher backs out as TSM pour through towards A.
Flusher now just backing up a little bit as JW gets in on towards Xyp9x, and again, TSM down to 2. A lot of players for them to deal with here, and Carrigan's so close to Flusher. He's going to try and spray through that smoke. He hasn't quite connected, but there he does. And it's just Device, the 1v4. The man has a Molotov at least, but Flusher's going to go looking, and he finds his target, and that's Fnatic now putting themselves back in front. 2 rounds for them on their CT side, and the pendulum continues to swing.
All right. Who's going to be the ones to fall first? That's the big question. Who's going to drop it? Let's find out. We're a couple of seconds away from the Sonstein back up. Fnatic on the precipice now, showing that they can do it on the CT side. They need one more. One of these teams needs that clean 3, basically. And we are going into what could be the final round here, arguably. TSM, with what they want, they've got the rifles. They have a fair touch of utility. Not perfect. No AWP to be found. And once again, we're seeing an early presence through that underpass. JW's peeking out, but look at this. Dupree's already found Olaf, trying to turn the tides for Fnatic. But it's not going to happen just yet, as JW will adapt over towards that B site.
Pronax now moving up on towards short, and JW, as you said, is right there with them as well. Has the AWP in hand. They're going to shut down any sort of mid-presence. But 2 solo mid players in those apartments here. And Pronax, maybe a sixth sense about it as he just backs up. Realises that he's happy to leave JW watch towards short. He's pushed on to mid as well.
But let's remember the bomb's still by A. That's another factor here. That's in the hands of Xyp9x. Device does swing out, looking towards CT, but not going to find too much. 2 flashes placed. But Fnatic are still believing this is going to be a B play. The bomb's not really en route, but there are 3 players pretty much watching this. If TSM commit here, this could be dangerous. But then again, Flusher can still be such an immovable object. Pronax well positioned, waiting. 40 seconds remaining. TSM are not finding a way into this one.
Really hoping to sell something, or at least just block out mid there, as JW is going to be waiting at B. And he is just going to sit back there, look towards short. He should be able to snap up Carrigan there. He does. And that is going to slow down TSM now as that 1 player short. Moving on towards this one. JW can't make the shot at close range, and Device will be able to steamroll over the top of him. But Pronax is sitting there waiting, and he will take down Device.
Massive positioning from Pronax just to buy time. It's down to 17 seconds. Fnatic have the upper hand. It's all on Xyp9x. 1v2, 10 seconds remaining. Flusher says no. And ladies and gents, Fnatic finally close it down. But that was the marathon we were looking for. Absolutely perfect stuff. Truly noble play from TSM at the end, just getting it so close, yet just slipping at the final hurdle.
Unbelievable stuff there from both of these teams as well. And you really, you could throw a tissue over the 2 of those the whole time. They were, again, 10 rounds on the CT side for both of these guys, but the real magic started to happen towards those last few rounds of the game.
I don't know what to say. There's so much to be said about that. The adaptation between both sides when they were going back and forward, and you could see, you know, at the start of it, TSM were consistently gaining control in mid. You saw Fnatic's response then on their CT side by falling super passively, playing from the sites themselves. But that is a game to be remembered, and bearing in mind, you know, there's so much more to be seen from these 2 teams. But I've got to say, that was the absolute perfect way to not just close out the day. We still got 1 more game to go, but a perfect way to highlight our game of the day.
Absolutely. I'm still, you know, in the throes of ecstasy watching that one as well. A few times I'm getting looks from Lauren like, all right, let's just relax a bit.
Yeah.
As the adrenaline is pumping, of course, for you guys watching at home in Fnatic. Well, I'd be happy with that one. Yeah,
I can imagine they will be, and they might just be able to reclaim their place at the very tip top of the leaderboard so far, as I think TSM did pip them to the post not too long ago, or actually they might just be able to chip slightly further ahead. But those 2 are fairly secured at the Pro League so far. They are in 1st and 2nd position, and I think we just saw why. But still, this is not over just yet. The night is still young. We have 1 more game to go, and that's going to be SK up against Titan. Now, I'm curious to see who SK turn up with. And of course, Titan starting to pick up their performance. So guys, do not go too far. Take a moment after that game to calm down, cool down, and we'll be back after a short break.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Intel Extreme Masters. Delta Time's debating it against it. Oh, it's beautiful. Exists. 2 kills could never be so important. Gonna go for it behind the fountain. Kerrigan's just gonna charge him down. He's gonna miss quite a few pistol shots. Kenny X, he won a kill, and then he gets the second. Kenny X punches the round.